Well, welcome back to the channel, people. We've got one of the biggest trades that's happened in probably in NBA history. This is like one of the first times, and I feel like I don't want to say ever, but basically two top 10 players being traded for each other, and of course, it involves the Lakers somehow, some way. I know people like to say, "Oh, Laker fans always like to what to call do like jersey like mock-ups on other players and stuff like that." Now you know why we do this stuff. Now you know why, because how does this trade happen? How I am so confused, but we're gonna get into it. Of course, you guys know I'm a Lakers fan, and I was literally so we beat the Knicks yesterday, right? And I was like, man, this team is moving me ever since Vandal came back. I'm like, I uh. I made a post on social media. I was like, Rob has to go all in. He has to make the call. And by that, I meant make the call to Utah to get Walker Kessler. I did not know what's it called? Luka Doncic was on the table for us, right? I'm just thinking, you go all in on the LeBron and AD era. You get AD the big that he wants and he needs, and then when LeBron retires, I'm thinking you go after one of these stars. That's probably gonna be a free agent. Brandon Ingram came to mind, former Laker, really improved ever since he left us. And I'm just thinking maybe a guy like that, you pair him up with AD, Walker Kessler, and maybe somebody else. You never know. Like sometimes stars want to leave their team for some reason, and maybe they want to come to LA. That was my thinking, and then so the Laker game was like around 8:30. It started, so probably finish around 10 or something like that. And then I was watching The Sopranos, and then it got to like 12. I'm like, I gotta be up at 7 a.m. in the morning to go to church. I'm gonna go to bed. I think I was watching TikTok and something like that, and I got a messenger popped up on my phone. It said, "Martin, what do you think of this?" And then this is like an old group chat with like my high school friends that sometimes I'm in. We talk. I'm not always in it, so they have to mention me when they want to talk to me about certain stuff. And I got the mention, so I'm like, let me see what he's talking about. And then he says, and I quote, Lakers just traded for Luka. I'm like, check Shen's Twitter, and I'm like, what is he talking about? I type, and then so of course I go on Shams and I see Lakers trade Anthony Davis, Matt Christie, 2031 first round pick for Luka Doncic, Matt Kleber, Markeith Morris. I'm like, this can't be real. And I go back in the messenger, and I'm like, wait, what the f? And then I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. And then I go back to Twitter, and I'm scrolling, and I'm seeing this is true. I'm seeing Chance repost a tweet saying this is 1,000% true. I'm seeing Chris Haynes confirm it. I'm seeing Bobby Marks confirm it. I'm seeing other sources confirm it. And it just hit me. Anthony Davis is no longer a Laker. So that's where we're going to start with this for me, in my opinion, because AD is like a very special player, in my opinion. 31-year-old superstar. What's it called? He gave everything for the Lakers, in my opinion, and this guy, I'll never forget that day that we traded for him. Uh, and this picture came out, and it was basically LeBron giving AD the number 23. And I was like, man, we actually got Anthony Davis. We're actually going to make a run now, because my experience of the Lakers, I started watching the Lakers basically the first year D'Lo was drafted. I believe that was Kobe's last year, 2015 or 20. I believe that was the last year. And so basically, I was watching garbage. We drafted D'Lo, and that was supposed to be the start of the new era for us. And the next year, we drafted Brandon Ingram. The next year after that, we drafted Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Kyle Kuzma, basically the young core that the Lakers are famous for. And I won't lie to you. I enjoyed watching those teams. We were so bad. We were winning. There was a year we won 17 games, something like that. But those 17 games meant so much to me. I remember there was a year where we beat the Warriors when they had KD, and there was the Larry Nance dunk that happened in that game, and I was just so hyped. And those wins meant so much to me because I would go back to school the next day, and no one would be able to tell me anything because of how much because we were so bad and we actually had a win that day. So on every other day I would be getting my ass cut, but the one day that we were winning is the day I was able to talk back to my up to my friends. And man, those days were special in my opinion. I think you ask any Laker fan and they will tell you how much how fun those young Laker teams were. And of course, somehow, some way, LeBron, there's a shakeup that happens. Rob Pelinka, Kobe retires, of course. Rob Pelinka becomes our general manager. Magic Johnson becomes our what's it called, our president of basketball operations. And what does he do immediately? Starts he trades D'Lo and Brooke Lopez, and he starts clearing stuff out, making cap space for free agents. And I'm like, okay, we just traded D'Lo, and I was a huge D'Lo fan, if you know me, and I was pretty sad about that. But I'm like, I'm gonna believe we have Lonzo, we got Bi, and Magic is basically telling us good things are gonna happen. So I believe him. And of course, what does Magic Johnson do? Of course, he goes out and land LeBron James. LeBron basically handpicked us because he wanted to come to LA to further part of his legacy off the court. And I think he kind of wanted to have like a normal life. And of course, LA is full of stars. LeBron is just going to be one of many when he comes here. And of course, LeBron comes. We land LeBron. That first year, I think we miss the playoffs because he gets injured or something like that. And Magic begins to plot for a trade. And guess who is coming to be a free agent? Anthony Davis. And this is when and you have to the reason why I rate LeBron and AD so highly, because we were a mess and we couldn't get a free agent meeting with Paul George after he was flirting with us when he was on the Pacers. He re-signed with OKC. We couldn't get a meeting with what was his name? His name was like KZ something. We couldn't get a meeting with him. Bro, we couldn't get a meeting with anybody. But LeBron said, you know what? I see how bad you guys are. I'm gonna bring you guys back to glory. So because of that, I will forever rate LeBron. I will forever rate AD for coming here. They understand the pressure that it comes with when you're being a Laker, and they lived up to all those expectations. In my opinion, I've watched AD play on a torn groin before, and this guy, like, he gave it all. He put it every time he was playing for us. There wasn't a time where I questioned his effort or anything like that. I was so sad when he didn't win the DPOY the year that Giannis won it. I felt like he should have won it. And this guy basically meant a lot to us. And when I saw that he was the one being traded, my first thought is this doesn't make any sense, because I'm telling you, I'm thinking, how are we going to build around AD for the future, and what free agents can we attract? I'm like, LeBron is the one that's 40. If we're gonna be trading anybody, you trade him, right? But no, AD is the one that Dallas wanted. It turns out, and now he's a Dallas Maverick, and I'm telling you, AD, I don't know if you know this, man. The Laker Nation loves you. First of all, your jersey's going up in the rafters. You won us the in-season tournament. You won us the championship in 2020, or the people want to call it the bubble chip or whatever disrespect they want to give us for that chip. I don't care. You won us number 17, and that will forever hold a meaning in my heart because that was the first time I personally watched the Lakers win a championship live, and that meant so much to me. And like I said, man, 80, if you don't know, man, the Laker Nation loves you because not only did you come to us when we needed you, you and your father rejected the Celtics on your way here and basically forced a trade to the Lakers, and that way we didn't have to give up many pieces. We gave up a bunch of young players, but outside that, we still won the trade, in my opinion. But outside of just there being pressure for playing for the Lakers, there's a pressure for being LeBron's co-star. I don't care who says it, whether you're a LeBron fan, who you can disagree with me all you want. There is a pressure that comes with being LeBron's co-star. And guess what? AD said, I got it. I will come to LA. I will come with LeBron, and we're gonna change this franchise around. And that they did. And man, it just feels so surreal for me seeing him gone right now, and I hope that he's happy with the situation he's in terms of in being in Dallas. I know Jared Dudley, the former Laker, he was with us. Jason Kidd was, of course, with us, and I hope that he enjoys Dallas. Uh, I pray that he does, because man, that man means a lot to Laker Nation, and I would hate for him to be sent somewhere where he doesn't want to be. And it sounds like he wants to be in Dallas. He's fine with that. He waived his trade kicker and stuff like that. I'm actually surprised he didn't have a no trade clause, but hey. But yeah, at least for me, I don't want to speak for every Laker fan. I think every Laker fan loves you, but at least for me, man, your jersey deserves to go up in the Raptors, in my opinion, and we're definitely gonna miss you. But at the end of the day, I think you have a chance to get a 25-year-old superstar who's arguably the second best player in the league. This year he hasn't played a lot because of injuries, but I think you have to do it. No one is gonna look at Rob Pelinka and say you were disloyal for trading AD because for a top five player. You do that trade every day of the night, every day of the year, and man, I just don't know what to think. First of all, so outside of the whole AD stuff, also Max Christie's also going over there. A guy that we drafted and we developed, and we were waiting for him to blossom. Rob Pelinka gave him a contract. Many people thought was crazy to give him that contract, but this year he was inserted into a starting lineup, and he basically started changing the whole way we were playing and defensively and stuff like that. So, and he looked like he was on his way to becoming that player that we thought he was gonna meet. And I'm really sad to see them both go, in my opinion. But you're getting Luka Doncic, like you have to do that trade, in my opinion. You have to do it. So yeah, as you guys all know, Luka did not request a trade to the Lakers. He was simply traded there because the Mavs GM thought he was. I don't really get his reasoning behind it, but it sounds like they didn't want to pay him the $345 million contract that he was gonna be owed if he stayed with the Mavs this summer. It sounds like they thought that his weight was becoming a problem and things like that. And I don't know what justification that they have for it, in my opinion. But this looks like one of the craziest trades in NBA history. And the thing that gets me is that they didn't take us for everything that they could. They could have took Austin Reeves. They could have took uh Dalton Connect. They could have took the other first round pick, but they didn't. They just took 80, Max Christie, and one pick. And every time I look at Luca in a Laker jersey, I just laugh because it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. Like literally, like my reaction when I've been watching anybody react to the trade has just been me laughing because this doesn't feel real. Like that LeBron meme where he's like, "I can't believe this is my life." That is me right now. Like I cannot believe Luka Doncic is a Laker. I think every Laker fan is gonna love Luka, of course. And once that first shot goes in, I think everybody's gonna forget about AD in a way, in terms of there being the hold up for doing the trade. And yeah, like I said, the Mavs GM didn't even open this trade up to the whole league. He legit called up Rob Pelinka, his buddy, from when he was a Nike rep or something like that, Nike executive, and Rob Pelinka was an NBA agent, and I guess they have a relationship that goes back to that, back then. And he called up Rob Pelinka, and he said, "Would you ever want to do this?" And Rob Pelinka has been like, what is being reported is Rob Pelinka said, "Wait, are you being serious right now?" And I guess he said yes. And Rob Pelinka probably took the trade back to Genie and whoever else is in the hierarchy, and they said that we had to do this. Like we have to take this opportunity that is right in front of us. And first of all, like if he opened up to this whole league, we saw Rudy Gobert get traded for 5 picks. This guy, if I were a GM of a team and you traded anything, there's like 3 players you don't trade Luca for, in my opinion, and that means like everything else is open in the league, and he didn't open up to the whole league to gauge what he could have got. I'm sure if he went to the Spurs, he could have got all their young players outside of Wemby and gotten all the picks they have. He could have went to Houston, got Jalen Green and all the players that they have. He could have went to Cleveland, got what to call a bunch of players, whoever they wanted, basically. Like just pick. The Nets have a bunch of picks. The who else? OKC has a bunch of picks. Literally, choose any team in the league, and they would give you whatever you want. And he came to us for some reason. I don't know why, but I am forever grateful for. I think his last name is Harrison or something like that. I'm forever grateful because you handed us a key, a star that can that's probably gonna play for like 10 more years, let's say, and I'm grateful for that. So we now have the path for post LeBron. We just need to now and the funniest thing is that we kept DFS, we kept Austin Reeves, we kept Ryu Hachimura, we kept Vando. So we have a lot of pieces to work with in terms of wing guys. We probably need one more 3-and-D guy and a big, and this roster is ready to compete. I don't think this. I know a lot of people are saying that the Lakers are basically punting on this year, but I think if you get the right pieces this year, you can go. You can go and compete this year and see what you can do. At least go and make a run, in my opinion, while LeBron is still here. I wouldn't wait till next year. If Luka is healthy enough, and I can go now and make the moves. I'm gonna make the moves now while we still have LeBron on the roster because LeBron is 40 years old. You don't know when he's gonna retire or anything like that, in my opinion. So, like I said, this is if I was a Mavs fan, I would be down at the team's headquarters, the team's arena, and I would be protesting. But as a Laker fan, I'm grateful. Is all I can say. And I feel like a lot of people are disrespecting AD. I know he is 31, turning 32 this year, and I feel like people are underestimating like this guy. Like this guy is a guy that will give you 25 plus a night and then go win DPOY on the other side of the ball. There's a reason why he wanted to play the four. It was so he can conserve his energy and dominate on the offensive end and not have to bang with another player for like a whole game. But anyways, man, this trade is crazy. The trade has been officially announced, by the way. I was just waiting for it to get canceled. This whole day, I was F5 refreshing my page. I was just waiting for it to get canceled. And it somehow went through. And people are going to say the Laker fans are lucky. And I'm going to tell you, you damn right we are. Because how we land a superstar of this magnitude, I don't get it. I personally don't get it, but we're gonna take it. We're gonna run with it. And his dad said the injury is basically gone, and he should be back soon. So I'm guessing he might make his debut this week or next week or something like that. And then he might get a break for All Star, and then once he comes back, we're in full throttle. And I was listening to Nick Wright today, and he said basketball wise, he said basketball wise, this is the best thing that could have happened to Luka. Because when you think of Luka, whose play style does it remind you the most? One, James Harden, the other, LeBron. Two, dominant. You talking about guys that dominate the ball, that can distribute, go get you a bucket, and do all sort of that stuff. But the thing that I mean is Luka is now going to learn to be a real and a true professional. He's gonna see LeBron's work ethic in terms of the weights that he lifts, everything, his whole method, and hopefully that rubs off on Luka because the rumors are out there that he's 270 pounds. LeBron is 270, 280, something like that at 6'9", and you see how in shape he is. And so hopefully Luka can see that, and I'm not saying he needs to go down to 200 pounds or anything like that, or he needs to have a six pack. But if the weight is true at 270, hopefully he can lose like 20 pounds, go down to 250, 240, because he doesn't need to be that big, and his conditioning will just continue to improve. But this guy is a 25-year-old superstar that just led his team to the finals, and they lost, and somehow, some way, their general manager said, "I'm gonna trade him." And another connection that Luca does have with me is he played for the Real Madrid basketball team, and I'm a Real Madrid fan. If you watch any videos on this channel, you will see that, and so that's just another connection. That's just all to say. Number 77 jersey, I'll be buying. 80, I pray that you go and dominate over there. You win all the individual accolades that you can. I know he wants to win a DPOY so bad. Hopefully he does that. He can win MVP. Do whatever he wants to do over there. I hope he kills it. You will never hear me saying a bad thing about Anthony Davis. I watched this man play for us on a touring groin in the playoffs before. I have nothing bad to say about Anthony Davis. And no Laker fan should, in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, this is going to be it for me. Monster trade that just happened. I'm going to try to get this video out ASAP for you guys. Uh, Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Continue liking the videos and continue. I appreciate all the support that you guys have shown me so far. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and then we'll see where the road takes us from there. But outside of that, I hope you guys have enjoyed the rest of your day. Mavs fan, I'm praying for you guys. I saw you guys were getting beat by like 30 today by the Cavs. I hope you guys are all right. Uh, but yeah, outside of that, that's gonna be it for me today. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Love you guys. God loves you, and peace.